Hey guys, if you've been grocery shopping lately, then you already know two things. But before we get to that, make sure you smash that like button, make sure you subscribe, because that is what helps this channel grow and give you more awesome content. So thanks for watching, and let's get into it. We are now seeing grocery stores begin to miss items. We're seeing empty shelves as more of the norm. And if that isn't enough, we're seeing prices start skyrocketing. Inflation is here and everything's more expensive. If I learned one thing during the pandemic, it's this: make sure you have emergency supplies. Now, I'm not just talking about toilet paper. Obviously, a lot of people can't live without that, and I guess food isn't a big deal. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I have, what I've done to hopefully make myself in a better situation in case anything happens like another pandemic, or not only that, if we run into a situation where grocery stores really do have less and less items on their shelves. And this is what we're going to be talking about today. So here we go. So what I'm going to talk about is really what I've done to give myself more of a long-term food storage solution. And I live in a smaller house, so I had to kind of come to terms with how I was going to do this. Let's take a look at what I've done. So right here we have my hallway, and I don't have a lot of space in my kitchen or anything like that. So what I had to end up doing was I took a hall closet and I cleaned that out, and I made this into a pantry. And here's what we have. Everybody is going to have a different solution for food as far as what they want in their own food storage. Now, what did I do? I pretty much got whatever in the world that I could. And you will see I got me a bunch of peanut butter, and I've got a heck of a ton of pasta. Pasta will last me a long time. And one of the reasons why I did that is because I can my own sauce. So that made it something that I can do on my own, plus I can store this. So let's just kind of take a look real quick. I've got a ton of beans. Beans absolutely everywhere. Why would I want beans? Because, well, you don't have to cook them. Let's say your heat goes out. I can open up a can of beans and I can live off the can of beans. Now, this ain't living an extraordinary life, but you can survive, and that's really what I'm kind of looking at. So loads of beans. And a lot of the other things that I've gotten is an assortment of things I've gotten on sale over the course of the past couple years, as well as stuff that other people just didn't want. I've had family, I've had friends just say, do you want this? I don't want this. I won't eat it. My kids won't eat it, whatever. I said, absolutely, give that to me. I will take it and I will eat it. We have vegetable soups, tomato soups, spaghetti, mashed potatoes that are bagged. So that's going to stay for quite a while. Assortment of beef stews. Down here, we have lots of different vegetables, applesauce, and even further down, you'll see even more of assortment of different types of soups. And these are things that I've jarred myself. This is a lot of salsa as well as spaghetti sauces. So if you take a look at this, this goes pretty deep back in here. So that's not too shabby, as you can see back here. Quite a bit of stuff. So at this point you could say I'm pretty well stocked. I could stop. This is going to last me for quite a while if something hits the fan and I can't get to the grocery, or there's nothing at the grocery store. And that's one of the things I want to talk about, is it's not always about if the grocery store is stocked or not. Maybe you hit some hard times and you can't really afford food, and now look, you've created another form of a bank where you're going to be okay and nothing bad's going to happen. You're not going to starve, and you can worry about taking the money that you do have and paying it on bills that you need to keep a roof over your head. And that is another reason why I really like this. Now, you would think that I'm done. I'm not. There's more. Hang on. So yeah, now we're in the bedroom, and if you know me, I'm trying to declutter, trying to purge, trying to get rid of clothing, things like that, so I have more room. And guess where I've been able to store food? That's right, underneath my bed. But yeah, that's not all, because if I decide to do something, I go all out. So let's take a look. Rice. A whole box of chicken noodle soup. How can you go wrong? Peas. cans of mixed vegetables, cans of fruit. Oh, and trust me when I say there's a couple more boxes underneath that bed. I just don't want to pull them all the way out. So that was fun. Oh wait, sorry, I have more. Let's go. And then out here in my garage, I have a freezer. And it is packed full. I have frozen eggs that I've done from my chickens. I have a lot of my vegetables that I grew in my garden that I can freeze, and like my zucchinis and anything else that I could get on sale that I could throw in here and really pack this thing full. So if I run into a rainy day, I think I'm going to be okay. I think some organizing does need to be done, so I apologize for that. And that is it for my food storage. I know, you want more, there should be more. Actually, I have a garden also. It's during the winter when I'm making this, so I don't have the garden currently. But I like to have a garden because now that is food that I can make myself. I can decide which things I want to grow, like the zucchini. Zucchini you can freeze. I can use that to feed my chickens, which I also have chickens, so I get eggs from them, and my garden can help feed my chickens. And so a lot of this goes down into being self-sustaining and being okay if something happens at the grocery stores, or you don't have money, you need an emergency fund, and that emergency fund ends up being your food, right? So then you can use the money that you have left over to pay whatever bills that you need to pay, things like that. And that's why this is really important to me. One, you're safe in case of something happening. Two, if you have an emergency where you can't go to work, you still have food and you can use that other money to pay bills. So you're gonna look at this and say, well, that's a lot for a couple people. Well, in all honesty, this isn't always just gonna be for me and someone else. If something happens, I wanna make sure that my mother is gonna be okay, and then I can help her. And if my sister and her family needs any assistance, then there's that too, just in case it all hits the fan, sort of a deal, right? And that's what I'm kind of looking at. I'm not one of the preppers who absolutely expect the end of the world to happen, but I also didn't expect the pandemic to happen, where a lot of us had to really slow down our eating because there wasn't much in stores, right? So that's what I worry about. I want to be prepared, I want to be better prepared, and I want to make sure that my family is okay, and that's why I think that this is really important to do. So I'm sure some of you are going to wonder about the expiration date on a lot of these items, and that's something I'm not really going to get into because there's too many items to really kind of look at and say this expires here and there. But you'd be surprised how long these items can really last on the shelf. A lot of these literally years, especially in canned, dried things. So yeah, you can really make this last. And even so, I don't plan on just leaving this here. These are things that I'm going to eat along the way. Now, I know not everyone can get a pantry like this filled up and what have you. This didn't happen overnight for me. This took me quite a while to kind of build this up. And like I said, sometimes those family giving away stuff and they didn't want it, friends, people moving, they didn't want canned items, whatever it was. I was able to kind of accumulate things that people did not want. Now, I don't mean that things were left out in the hot sun and I just grabbed it. No, nothing like that. But you can accumulate these items, look for them on sale. And as I said before, family and friends, and you don't have to accumulate it all overnight. Set aside a little bit of money every week and buy a few cans of something and store it. Buy a few cans the next week and store it. Or a little bit of money 1 month and say, this is all going to go towards food storage. And that's really how you're going to accumulate it. And before you know it, by the end of the year, you're going to have a nice little stash of food items. But that's where I'm going to stop the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, because this is just going to make this channel grow, and I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys next time.